Welcome to Smart Economics. Here are your top business and startup news. Jack Ma's Ant Group turning from windfall to nightmare for its global investors. 2 months ago, global investors were on the cusp of embracing a windfall from that would have been the world's largest initial public offering. Now, returns on the hundreds of millions of dollars invested with Ant Group are in jeopardy. China ordered Ant to re-examine its fintech businesses, spanning from wealth management to consumer credit lending and insurance, and return to its roots as a payment service. BMW aims at making 20% of its vehicles electric by 2023. German luxury car maker BMW is planning to step up its production of electric vehicles. Chief Executive Officer Oliver Zipse told German Daily, "We are significantly increasing the number of electric vehicles between 2021 and 2023. We will build 250,000 more electric cars than originally planned," Zipse told the newspaper's Monday edition according to a pre-released version. BMW wants roughly every fifth car it sells to be powered by an electric engine by 2023, Zipse said, compared to about 8% this year. The manager also repeated his call to speed up the expansion of charging infrastructure. Dow jumps 300 points to record high as Wall Street kicks off last week of the year. Stocks jumped on Monday to start the final trading week of 2020 as President Donald Trump unexpectedly signed an economic relief bill. The Dow Jones Industrial Average traded 306 points higher or 1%. The S&P 500 climbed 0.9% and the Nasdaq Composite rose 0.4%. All three major indexes hit record highs. Trump signed a $900 billion COVID-19 relief bill into law, averting a government shutdown and extending unemployment benefits to millions of Americans. The signing came days after Trump suggested he would veto legislation, demanding $2,000 direct payments to Americans instead of $600. The mail order pioneer who started a billion-pound industry. It's that mail order shopping industry now worth billions, which was inspired by a little-known 19th century Welsh draper who lived in the middle of nowhere and left school at 12. Price Jones could only dream of the impact his entrepreneurial vision would have on the world when he was selling Welsh flannel to Queen Victoria and Florence Nightingale in the late 1800s. He is said to have effectively set up a company similar to today's Amazon, not in California's Silicon Valley or one of the world's trading epicenters, but in rural mid-Wales. Jones is credited as being the pioneer of a global mail order industry now worth about 75 billion euros. Michael Jackson Neverland Ranch sold to billionaire for $22 million. The Neverland Ranch of the late pop star Michael Jackson has reportedly been sold to a billionaire investor for a quarter of its initial asking price. Ron Burkle, a former friend of Jackson, recently bought the estate in Los Olivos, California, his spokesman said. He paid $22 million for Neverland, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing public records and three people familiar with the deal. The 2,700-acre compound was first listed for $100 million in 2015. Coronavirus talks toll on global M&A as $1 billion deal disappear. For the first time since September 2004, no merger and acquisition deal worth more than $1 billion was announced worldwide last week. According to data provider Refinitiv, as the new coronavirus stifles global M&A, the dearth of mega deals comes as countries across the world have shut down large swaths of their economies as they battle the COVID-19 pandemic that has infected over 2.33 million people and claimed 165,000 lives. Worldwide, merger activity so far this year is down 33% from a year ago and at $762.6 billion is the lowest year to date amount for deal making since 2013. The data showed the number of deals also fell 20% year on year. HSBC eyes $600 million in losses if coronavirus persists. HSBC could be forced to take $600 million in additional provisions against loan losses if the coronavirus outbreak persists into the second half of this year, Chief Financial Officer Evan Stevenson said on Tuesday. He said HSBC had modeled several scenarios for the impact of the virus on its business, and in the more extreme of those in which it carries on, the lender would have to assume bad loans rising to that amount. There will be revenue impacts which will become progressively more acute if the coronavirus was to continue beyond the next month to 6 weeks, Stevenson told analysts on a conference call. Swiss hand over remaining $150 million to US from massive Ponzi scheme. Switzerland will return $150 million from blocked Swiss bank accounts by the end of the year to United States to be given to victims of convicted Ponzi scheme con artist Robert Allen Stanford, the Federal Ministry of Justice said on Monday. Stanford, a former Texas financier known primarily by his middle name, was convicted of fraud by a Houston jury in 2012 in what prosecutors called a $7.2 billion fraud that lasted 2 decades and which was eclipsed in size only by the Ponzi scheme run by Bernie Madoff. About $50 million has previously been returned, the Justice Ministry said. Chinese online education app Zoibang raises $1.6 billion from investors including Alibaba. The rivalry between China's top online learning apps has become even more intense this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The latest company to score a significant funding round is Zoibang, which announced today that it has raised a $1.6 billion Series E Plus from investors including Alibaba Group. Other participants including returning investors Tiger Global Management, SoftBank Vision Fund, Sequoia Capital China, and Fountain West Partners. Latest announcement comes just 6 months after it announced a $750 million Series E led by Tiger Global and Fountain West. The latest financing brings Zoibank's total raised so far to $2.93 billion. The company did not disclose its latest worth, but Reuters reported in September that it was raising at a $10 billion valuation. Indian startups raised $9.3 billion in 2020, compared to their record $14.5 billion fundraise last year. Indian startups are ending 2020 with about $9.3 billion. This is the first time since 2016 that startups in India, one of the world's largest startup communities, has raised less than $10 billion in a year. According to consultancy firm Traction, the number of deals fell from 1,185 last year to 1,088 in 2020. There were fewer larger sized rounds too. Rounds with deal size and 100 millions or larger fell from 26 in 2019 to 20, compared to $7.5 billion last year. And similarly, rounds with deal size $50 million to $100 million fell from 27 to 13. Today in European tech, eToro and Root to a $5 billion IPO. Delivery Hero's South Korea expansion gets the green light and more. REE Automotive, the Israeli developer of modular platforms of electrical vehicles, is reportedly in negotiations to go public at a valuation of between $3 billion and $4 billion. German media startup Airtango, which produces and distributes live and video content in the areas of sport, entertainment and travel, has raised €1.2 million. Belgium's Bobex has acquired its rival Renovis, previously owned by French company group Batiweb, to grow its marketplace or price comparison website for construction, maintenance and renovation services. Indian TikTok clone Josh gets Google Microsoft backing in $100 million fundraise. Alphabet Inc.'s Google and Microsoft Corporation joined an investment round of more than $100 million in Verse Innovation Pvt, maker of India's Josh short video app and daily hunt news aggregator, valuing the company at more than $1 billion. The new funding is led by AlphaWave and is joined by existing investors Sofina Group and Lupa Systems. Goldman Sachs Group Inc. and Sequoia Capital India are among Verse's other investors. The company says it plans to scale up Josh, broaden the content creator ecosystem, and develop artificial intelligence and machine learning technology to help it capture an even wider audience. It will also explore potential moves beyond its home borders in other international markets that exhibit a need for vernacular content. That's it in today's video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel